And listen, it's a new day for this organization, and hopefully we'll have bigger and better things to come, including Super Bowl championships in the future.
The Carolina Panthers front office pulled off a blockbuster trade in the spring of 2023, giving up a sizable haul to move up to the Chicago Bears' first round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. As a part of the compensation package, Carolina sent a star receiver in DJ Moore to Chicago, along with multiple draft picks, including a 2024 first round choice which eventually became the first overall pick, as well as a 2025 second round selection. And with the first overall pick in the 2023 draft, the Panthers selected quarterback Bryce Young. Young won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama in 2021 and finished second in program history in passing yards and touchdowns. Throughout his 2 years as Alabama's starting quarterback, Young made numerous plays in the pocket, on the move, and off the platform. In 2021, he threw for 4,872 yards, 47 touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions, and led Alabama to the national championship game. Young had an injury in 2022, missing time, but still posted impressive numbers, throwing for 3,328 yards, 32 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. But Bryce had a rocky rookie start, and even his head coach was fired after only 12 weeks. The hope was that Young would take a major leap in his sophomore season. However, in just 2 games in 2024, Bryce Young was benched for Andy Dalton. The label of a bust is a harsh one, and it may be too early to place that on Bryce Young. He already has a 2-16 record with a total of 11 passing touchdowns and 13 interceptions. The truth is, Bryce Young wasn't stepping into a situation set up for success. The Panthers, who were once a powerhouse in the NFC South, have been in a free fall since 2018. Before the start of the 2018 NFL season, the Carolina Panthers franchise was sold to a billionaire hedge fund manager, David Tepper, for $2.275 billion. Tepper, who was a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, took over the team from Jerry Richardson, who had founded the Panthers in 1993. The sale marked a new era for the Panthers. That same season, the team finished with a 7-9 record, third in their division. At that time, Cam Newton was still under center, and Ron Rivera, a 2-time coach of the year, was still patrolling the sidelines as their head coach. But cracks were beginning to show in the Panthers' foundation. The years that followed only saw things get worse for Carolina. By 2019, Cam Newton's health began to decline. Midway through the season, Rivera was fired, and after a 5-11 finish, it marked an end of an era as Cam Newton was also let go. Then in 2020, the Panthers brought in Matt Rhule, a college coach known for turning around struggling programs. But he proved to be a disaster in Carolina. He cycled through quarterbacks like Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, and even Baker Mayfield, but none of them could elevate the team. Under his leadership, the Panthers posted 2 consecutive losing seasons, finishing no better than 5-12 each season, and Matt Rhule was fired after a 1-4 start to the 2022 season. In January of 2023, the Panthers front office went back to the interview table in search of a new head coach. After weeks of evaluating potential possibilities, they decided to bring in Frank Reich. Reich is a very familiar face in Carolina. He was the Panthers' first starting quarterback back in 1995, but after a 1-10 start in 2023 under his leadership, Frank Reich was fired. Then once again, the organization had to hire a new leader. The Carolina Panthers hired Dave Canales as their head coach in 2024, who had previously served as an offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Panthers opened up the 2024 season on the road with a blowout loss to the New Orleans Saints 44-10. Then in week 2 at home, things didn't improve. The Panthers fell 26-3 to the LA Chargers. The day after the Chargers loss, head coach Dave Canales made a first major decision as a head coach. In a bold move, he benched quarterback Bryce Young and named veteran Andy Dalton as the starter for week 3. And Dalton didn't disappoint, throwing for 319 yards with 3 touchdowns and no turnovers. And they defeated the Raiders 36-22. Then in week 4, at home against the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals did beat the Panthers 34-24, but Carolina didn't play bad. Andy Dalton passed for 220 yards, 2 touchdowns to 1 interception, and most importantly, they were able to put up points on the board. The real deal is that Dave Canales will turn this organization around. He's already making fast decisions, which is good because you see the improvement. While they are showing signs of progress, there could always be a potential disaster again. The rest of the season is crucial to determine their future and how they finish as a whole team. But this franchise has been on a roller coaster ride for the last 8 seasons.
That's all I know, shawty, I'm getting dough, shawty, we bout to blow.